What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, do another tier list, and thank you all for, who voted, the 10 people that voted on my, the poll that I put up on my community tab, asking for what kind of tier list you want. Tier lists are very popular, and I just wanted to do one, and I wanted to see what you guys want, so let's just get right into it. NFL Logos Tier List 2023, starting with the Arizona Cardinals. And I think it's pretty decent logo, nothing really special, just a cardinal, and doesn't look bad, looks pretty slick, not exactly a boring cardinal. When you think of a cardinal and you don't think of sports, it's pretty boring, unless if you're into birds, so I think they did a good job with it. Now the Falcons, they're B tier for a different reason. They are ahead of the Cardinals, I would say. It is a very nice logo. I do actually like the look of it a lot. It just looks not like a falcon. If you really look at it, I get that there's like symbolism and it's like, F for Falcons, but it's not like, you don't really see that when you first glance at it. It is a very cool logo, if you just glance at it, but it's, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Now already with the first S tier, Baltimore Ravens. Ooh-wee. I mean, this is just a great logo. It's a simple logo. It's got the animal of the team that they are, and it's got a nice little bee nested in there, and it looks so sleek, so clean. It's awesome. Now looking at this logo, I don't know, it's kind of plain. It's just blue and red and not really interesting. I think C tier makes sense because it's not terrible. It's not a letter logo. It just doesn't look, okay, you know what, I think I'll put it in B, because it's kind of like the Cardinals. It's really plain, nothing really going on with it at all, but yeah, not the best logo, but I think it looks fine. Now the Panthers, with a very good logo in my opinion. I like all the symbolism. It looks a lot like North Carolina. It looks very clean, very nice. It doesn't have a white border, which I'm not saying that you have to have a white border, but it does look a bit off without the white border, but I think it still looks pretty clean. And it's just black and that baby blue, which looks, it looks incredible, and I think it's a pretty dang good logo. Now the Bears' current logo, I like it quite a lot. The only thing is that it's not really like colored like everything in the bear is either orange or blue, even though it kind of feels like, since it's so detailed, it should be more something. I think eventually they should probably change it to more of a Lions logo, where it's like maybe not the full bear, but like more simple. It's kind of complicated and it's only 2 colors, so there's a lot to look at. It does look really nice, certainly better than their C. But I think improving needs to be done, but it's already a great logo on its own. Now the Cincinnati Bengals, I mean, what did you expect? That's a D logo. It always looks nice. It looks nice and purty with that little stripes going down. It does the job as an NFL logo, but it's certainly not a good logo by any means. Now the Browns, the Ohio teams are really not great logos. I mean, what else would you do for a Browns logo? I mean, you shouldn't bring the elf back in 2023. That would be a bad decision. Just a plain old B, that would look awful. And then they're not a dog, so I don't really see them, bringing a dog. That's just their mascot. But yeah, I think it gets the job done, and they're the Browns, so I mean, it looks good enough, and not a great logo by any means. Now the Cowboys logo. It's just another bad logo. I mean, it's just a star inside of a star inside of a star inside of another star. Yeah, there's a lot of stars, and it's I don't like it at all. It's a bad logo, if I'm being honest. And this is not just coming from an Eagles fan. I see their logo a lot, and I don't think it's bad. It's just not like, it's not a great logo. It's just a couple stars, and I get, Texas Lone Star State, but it's, I don't know. Now the Broncos logo. Honestly, it could be better. It looks pretty good, if I'm being honest. It's like the Panthers. It doesn't have that white border around it, which can be good and bad in some teams' cases. But I think it's a really good logo, a sleek Bronco. It's a horse, of course. That's what a Bronco is. So you would hope that's what is on the logo. And it's just a good logo, A tier makes sense for them. Now, on first glance, I probably would put this in S tier, but the Lions logo, it's just a tiny bit plain. Of course, I did say that the Bears should probably do something like the Lions. But that's their own situation. And the Lions, it hardly looks incredible. It's really not that plain. You just see all that blank blue space and you think, yeah, it's plain. But no, it's really not. It's got detail and it looks really nice. And I think it could be S tier, but something feels like it's holding it back. Now, the Packers logo, it doesn't matter if it's historic. It just doesn't. It's just not. It's the main thing that really pisses me off about it is that I can't draw it. It's such an odd shape. It's like a football shape. It's impossible to draw a perfect football, and it's impossible to draw a perfect Packers logo. I don't think anyone has ever done that in human history, because it's just such a weird shape. Honestly, of course it looks good. Yeah, no, but it looks good. But all the people that are be saying that letter logos are bad, they're probably just gonna be saying that, oh, Green Bay historical logo, it's incredible. You gotta look at the logo, not anything else. It's a logo tier list, not a history tier list. But yeah, it's pretty plain when you look at it from a logo standpoint. If you just look at it, just look at it, man. It's not great. It's C tier. Now, Texans logo. Honestly, for having it around for their entire franchise's history, which obviously hasn't been long, it's not bad. It's not. Could be better. I think it looks pretty clean. All those triangular things popping out of it look real nice. The horns, very clean. The star is so off center and like off everything. And look, that one part makes it real bad. But other than that, I think it's a pretty decent logo. Now the Colts logo, my bad. Honestly, not bad. Of course, I don't think I've ever heard a single person talk about the Colts logo and not say that it should be turned on the side. If you actually turn it on the side, it looks weird. And of course, we're all going to get used to it if it actually happens. But it's a horseshoe, Like, why would you turn a horseshoe on its side? It's supposed to be a horseshoe, and you're gonna do a Colt. There's already another horse logo. That would just be complicated, But I think it's not bad, It's very simple, and it gets the job done, and it's definitely a lot better than most people would admit to say. Now there's Jaguars. Oh man, this is a beautiful logo. I mean, oh wait, just looking at it, it's so sleek. But of course, when you look at the details, the dots, of course, all the dots could be different. The patches, whatever you want to call them. But it's still such a clean logo. I mean, the colors, oh wee, that gold and that green. Oh man, it's so nice. And A tier, I think, is the perfect place for it. Now the Chiefs logo. I always never understood how they got they made the first logo of the Chiefs. And then, they got all those little squigglies with, the different border thickness and all the squigglies right every single other time. It's so weird when you look at it. But honestly, it's pretty good logo, if I do say so myself. KC actually looks pretty good. Elevated with the back of the text in the black. And I think it's, it's an arrowhead. It looks real nice. Now the Chargers logo, I don't really know where I stand on this. Of course, it looks very, very nice. I do like it a lot. It's very slick, and I think it definitely looks better than the one that they had before. Of course, when they moved to Los Angeles, everyone was freaking out, which, I mean, they should have stayed in San Diego. But if they changed this logo in San Diego and got a whole stadium there, that would have been sick. This logo is, sleek, it's all, it's curved so nicely compared to the other one, which is just kind of like just a U. This one is so nice and it's colored greatly, I like it a lot, and I think it's B tier because when you actually look at it, it's just a lightning bolt that's curved. Now the Rams, I don't know what it is, but it might be their success in the last 3 years, 20 months basically since they won the Super Bowl. Crazy, but I don't, everyone freaking out about it. I mean. Yeah, but it's Los Angeles, no one actually knows what's going on down there. Those people are crazy. And it's a crazy logo, and honestly, it looks so nice. I would put it in A, but it's a letter logo, so that's really the main problem. I don't think a letter logo, besides the Ravens, of course, will ever get past B tier. But I don't know, it's slick, it's got the horn, you know? Of course, if they kept the ram, it would have looked epic, and that would have easily been an A or an S. But it's still, like, just looking at what could have been, just look at what is, and it's not bad. Now, the Raiders, I don't really like it. It's like a shield, and then it has, like, the text of the Raiders. It says Raiders at the top, and that, yeah, it's a Raider. I think they could have, I don't exactly know what they could have done better, but I think they definitely could have, and it's, in my opinion, it's probably C tier. Now, the Dolphins logo. This is quite the nice logo. I don't know, like, it feels like something is definitely holding back. I think it's like the little ring of the sun in the background that just makes it very hard to draw, with that sun trying to match it all up. But I think it's you know, it's still very nice. I don't know what it would look like with just the dolphin. It would probably still look sick with just a dolphin. But the little fire in the back, or sun, or whatever that heck that is, that does not look like the sun at all. But it's still very, very good logo. A tier, makes sense. Now the Vikings, with certainly the respectable logo. I think it looks nice. You know, it's a Viking. I mean, what else were they supposed to do? Put like a V, like their alternate logo? No, it looks real nice. It's a Viking, and it's a clean Viking, and it's a good Viking. You know, and I like it. I don't really know about the Patriots. I guess I'll do B tier. This has been made a very famous logo with how successful the Patriots have been. And, I don't know. Maybe it's just because of his forehead is too freaking massive, or maybe that's just his hat. Probably just his hat. I mean, maybe he has a big forehead, but Flying Elvis, you know, I don't know, his chin is all pointy, and I don't know, his head just looks really abnormal. And when you look at it, like, from an unbiased perspective, or at least try to, it looks really, really, like, just odd on how it's proportioned. And I think it's just too famous to not give it anything below B, which, yeah, whatever, but it's still not a terrible logo. Now, with the Saints, it's just a fleur-de-lis, which, I mean, it's wonderful. It's great, fleur-de-lis, you know, France, that's their whole thing, and France, you know, and Louisiana, and that's great. But it's nothing interesting. It's just a fleur-de-lis, and, yeah, that's all there is to say about it. The Giants logo is the most confusing thing on earth, I swear. Like, you look on, like, any website or, like, anything online, their logo is, like, white and red, and then when you look at their actual, like games, like, on the field, like, at MetLife, it's, like, a blue and white, and then sometimes, like, fully blue, and then white on the outside. And then, like, on the little scoreboard on the like broadcast, it looks like it's not even like it confuses me. I don't know what it is. It's NY and then some sort of combination of red, white, and blue, and it's a letter logo, so it's garbage. Now the Jets. Yeah, it's another one of those kind of football-shaped logos. Certainly worse than the Packers, because it has the words New York Jets on it. And it's terrible. It really is. And I think they could have done so much better. They could have made a jet. They are the Jets. They could have done something incredible. But they decided to not do that. And, yeah, too bad for them. Now, the Eagles. As an Eagles fan, I look at this logo quite a lot. And after looking at it for a while, it still looks amazing. I mean, come on. It's the only logo that faces left. It's just beautiful. It looks to the left. It got the little E in the wings. It's just a purely beautiful logo, and yeah, it's wonderful. I love it so much, and I'm glad it's our logo. Now the Steelers. That is a tough one. It's just because it's historic that makes it like seem better than it actually is. You know what? I'm gonna put it in C tier, not because of its history or anything, but because it's like unique, you know, it's a circle, no other logo is actually a circle, and it has like, you know, the black border, and then the gray ring it in 3 separate colors, like, you know, the red, blue, and yellow. The only thing that's holding it back is that it has the Steelers written on it, which obviously makes it disgustingly, you know, looks a lot worse. But I think it just looks so nice with the little spark of the colors and how they're shaped. It looks nice enough to be not D tier. It's still a bad logo though. Now the Seahawks. I'm gonna put it in. Oh, that's tough. I think I'm gonna put it in B tier, just because it makes me uncomfortable. You know, it feels like it has wrinkles and all those weird lines all around. The lines are just so weird, and like I don't know, it feels like it should be good, but it's got all these wrinkles. And the green eye, I hate this Seahawks green. I hate when they wear it. It's so disgustingly bad. Like whenever anyone uses that green to describe the Seahawks, it immediately just makes everything worse. It's such a, I mean, yeah, I wish they were more of just like a blue and gray team instead of a blue and green team, lime team. That's disgusting. But yeah, the logo's really nothing special at all. It's all wrinkly and old. I don't like it. Now the Niners. It's another one with the Steelers where it's historic, so it looks nicer. But I don't know. It's like it's so. I don't know, it's uneven with like the borders being slightly wider on the left and right side, and then it's obviously letter logo. It doesn't look bad at all. In fact, I think it's a good logo. It's a letter logo though, and it's C tier. Yeah, it just is. Yeah. Now the Buccaneers, quite a good logo. You know, it's very cool when you just look at it, you know. It's a flag with a skull, and then the swords and the football, and the little sword holding up the flag. You know, it's very cool, very nice to look at. And it's very good. That's A tier. Second to last, we got the Tennessee Titans. Also, a very, very good logo. It's a little fireball. I don't know what else they would do for the Titans. It is, of course, a letter logo, but it's not like you really pay attention to the letter. And you know, it's clean. It's a fireball. It looks like a meteor. It's so much more than just a letter, unlike all these other ones. And it's I think it's pretty dang good logo. Now the Commanders. I don't really know what to think about this logo. I already know they're going to change it in like 2 years, 1 year, something like that. I hope they do. And their name and just everything. Maybe just move like to, I don't know, move to Canada, something like that. Move to Britain, I don't care. But it does look nice when you just kind of see it and you're like, oh, and then those little, you can look at it from different angles. I don't know, I might be crazy, but like all those little lines that make it 3D. Make it look like paper, and then I don't know. It looks nice sometimes, but it's overall a bad logo. And that will do it for today's episode. Not really episode, but I guess video. I hope you enjoyed. Here's my final tier list. I already know I'm getting some pissed off people in the comments, but you guys voted for it, so too bad. And I hope you enjoyed. See ya next time. See ya.